Well, today we're going to be meeting with the general contractor and the builder, along with the dirt guy, as they start to look at the civil plans to review everything and on site, and kind of get an idea as to when we can get going. They are applying for permitting this week, so hopefully we're going to get some answers as to when we can break ground. So super excited. I'll keep you updated.
So as Ginger alluded to a little bit ago, we've been over here, met with the contractors, been running back and forth, talking about plans and measurements and what needs done. And I was over here stepping off the turnaround area. I'll show you where it's at. We have an area that comes off the parking lot, and it will go right in here. I was just trying to figure out, looking at the prints, judging the distance, trying to see, what can stay, what needs to go, just getting the preliminary stuff done. And the most amazing thing happened. I was sitting in the truck, and I'll just show you the video right here. I seen a flash on the side of the truck, and I thought it was like a leaf falling or something, and then all of a sudden, right in front of the truck, there was a hawk. There's two of them here. We haven't really found their nest. I found a couple places I think is their nest, but I'm not sure. Anyway, as you can see, the hawk swooped around and it caught a mouse, like right in front of the truck. And it was not aware that I was there. It was odd. It must have been flying high and then just swooped in and grabbed it. And it proceeds to, do what hawks do to mice. And I was in awe. It was amazing. I haven't seen something like that since I hunted when I was younger, and the things you see sitting in the woods are amazing. And if you don't think that, that if you think that's disgusting, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's part of life. It's how animals survive. They don't go to Burger King or McDonald's, obviously. You can hear her over there. I don't know if it's a male or female. I can't tell the difference. But it is a massive bird. I mean massive and powerful. It came in. I didn't hear it. I had the window down. I didn't hear it come in. And it takes care of business and makes sure that the rodent's killed, and then flies up in a tree over here and finishes it off. And she went over on the neighbor's property about 50 yards and sat in a tree, and I watched her for a little bit, and then she flew off. And no screaming, no sound, no nothing, just whoop. But every once in a while you have a rough day like we had today, and it's nice to see something amazing like that, and I thank the good Lord for it. I really do. But anyway. It's October the 23rd, I think, and woke up this morning at 3:30, wide awake. My brain wouldn't quit. And one thought that just keeps eating at me is we're like 9 weeks from winter, and the official start of winter. Haven't really worked through a winter down here. I hear that it's just rainy, wet, which is not ideal. Started marking the trees that are going to stay. I got a meeting this week with the county about leach fields and septic systems, and we're really close to being done with the paperwork on this. And I mean, I've been waiting on the day to get started doing the actual work for a while. Don't get me wrong, we've been working, but I'm going to mark some trees before I leave. And Well, old Nelly Bell went down again, and I think it came from dirt being in the fuel. The probability of that's pretty high, and I'll show you why. There's a sediment filter right in front of the carburetor that is got little black chunks in it. And I think when I did the exhaust intake manifold, I stirred up some dirt in there. I should have flushed it out and didn't. This is completely on me, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Dirt that's in there is probably in the needle that's got it clogged off, because it'll run good, then it shuts off. And then it's also pulsating. That sound of pulsating is Old Glory over here. But I'm gonna pull the carburetor off, clean it real good. We just rebuilt it about a year ago or so, so it's not gummed up. I did purchase some non-ethanol fuel, because from what I can tell, the ethanol that's in the fuel that we use around here is causing everything to turn green in small engines and old engines. This tractor, it probably could have ran on pure ethanol. It probably has at one point in its life, but it's not great for it. And you can see the separation in the fuel in that sediment bowl. So I'm gonna drain all the fuel out of it and clean everything real good and put some ethanol free in there and flush it out while I have it, the system opened up. So I took it off. It's pretty simple. You take the air off, disconnect the fuel. That's just hose clamps. And then these little, here's the governor. See how that goes on and off. Here's the choke. It's pretty simple. And then I'll show you over here. It's a better shot of that sediment that's in there. It's pretty gross. And if you look down in the carburetor, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little bit of garbage in there. I probably should have done this when I did everything else, but I didn't, because I was in a hurry. It's the story of my life. But I'll get it cleaned out and I'll show you I'll try to identify the problem and then show it to you. So in taking this off, I got it cleaned out. You can see there was kind of a green gunk in there, and that's pure ethanol. See those black spots on the rag? That's from just wiping it out. And then the bottom half of the sediment bowl, that's where you have that's where the green gunk was. So it's got to be ethanol and or debris that's in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull everything out of it and get it cleaned up, and I'll show you the results. Just took the float off, pulled that pin out right there to the side. Here's the float. Try to hold that in place. You see the needle, it's got a red. That's how it looked when I put it in, I don't know, almost a year ago. So Josh and I actually rebuilt this. So I'm gonna flush the port out, I'm gonna flush the jet out, make sure there's nothing else in there, and then put it all back together. Yeah, it's just more of the same. So I'm pretty sure this was the problem. I just gotta get everything real good and clean and get it put back together. So we got it back on there. The main screw right there, that was at about 2.5 or 2 1/4, and then the throttle or the idle screw is that little one right there. That one was at 1 1/4, which is where it was when it was running the best. And now I just need to flush everything out real good, figure out what I'm gonna do with this old gas and put some good gas in it and fire it up. All right, I'm back. I ran up to Fields Auto, show you what we got. It'll make more sense later, but got 2 foot, 1.5 inch inner diameter. This is going to take the place of the air intake line. Hopefully I can make that work and get rid of a lot of pieces on this. Also got a tube of grease, which is much needed. This is what I'm hoping takes care of the problem. It's just an inline fuel filter. Hopefully I can see what contaminants are getting into it before it gets to the sediment bowl. That's the goal. So that's what we're going to try next. And instead of dumping out all that fuel, went through a can of this, got another one of those, and just for giggles, I got another foot of fuel line in case I need it, and a couple of clamps. So Fields Auto is our local auto parts store, and it works really great. It's really nice, good people. They always seem to have what you want. If they don't have it, they'll have it the next day. They get it shipped in from Atlanta pretty quick. So here's my dilemma. I got to get this fuel line in here somewhere. Thinking about putting it right here. This goes back on to there. That would allow me to see it. The problem is you got a lot of heat right there. Or I take it back out of this bracket and stick it in here, but that makes a hard 90 on that. So probably gonna put it up here. Put it in here, but that's gonna make a hard 90 down here. So it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. I'm definitely gonna need that extra fuel line. So I'll come back here in a minute and let you know what I did. So here's what I ended up doing. I put it in line up here. It's working. As long as the fuel line stays right in there, we're good. The fuel level, I mean. I should have done this a long time ago, but I didn't. But when you crack this open, you'll see the sediment bowl fills up. And that should be plenty of fuel for what we need. I'm gonna go ahead and change out the air tube now and get it ready to go. Okay, so what I did was I got 2 foot of this hose, thinking I could bend it from here down to here without it kinking, but it kinked. So I just went ahead and put the hose on up here, kept the metal tube because it's clean. And I forgot to put a clamp on this one, but it's so hard to get on there, I doubt that's gonna be an issue. So I'm gonna back the camera up here and fire it up. The sediment bowl's full, the filter's high enough, and I'm just gonna try to start it without a choke. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to be sitting on it when I started, but it's out of gear. I got to be able to see the fuel, so I'm not going to be able to do it from the seat. There's that spark right here. Oh, that's an oil sending wire touching the starter manifold. That's not a problem. Sounds like it's going to start though. I'll set this around so you guys can see the fuel. That's kind of what I want to see in case this don't work. Definitely what it was. I'm gonna let it run for a few minutes to get hot, see what it does before I try working it. We got a tree over here that's hung up and we need a tractor to get it out. Not to mention all the stuff that we're piling around here. I need to use a box plate and pile it up, but that's the easiest it's ever started right there. So I think I got the carburetor right. Hopefully it stays clean. When I run this fuel out of it, I'll put non-ethanol in it. Maybe give a little bit of boost, but not much. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching our channel, and we got some big news coming up soon. Well, that was way closer than I planned on it being.